All right, what's good? So we are headed to the gym. It's been about a month and a half since I've really been back in the gym. We're excited. I'm excited. I figured I'd log my journey. I've lost a lot of muscle mass, gained a lot of fat. Sucks. Figured I'd just document the journey. As you can see, I have my Glory to God merch on. So I'm a fashion brand owner, just FYI. So you can shop collectgod.com. I'll put it up on the little thing down here. Shameless plug. But yeah, so I haven't been in the gym since forever. I really haven't. I really just been. It's been like a month and a half, and so I started off at LA Fitness. I went to Planet because I was like, man, let me just test out this theory that you can still get the same gains at Planet as you do at like LA or what are these other niche type gyms. And I want to say that the experiment was. It was a success. It was a failure. If I had the level of fitness that I was at before to the level of fitness that I am at now after being at Planet for almost a year, the person wasn't going. I am just crazy. It just wasn't driving. It's not the same. Now, I will say because of my consistency in going, that I did get stronger, but it wasn't at the same pace, and I think that's the thing that I had to really hone in, because I'm like, I am getting stronger. Like I went from lifting, maxing out at 225 to maxing out at 315. I went from maxing out at 315 to repping 315. Like I was increasing, on the Smith machine and all that. People say the weights aren't the same. I actually find it to be the opposite. I think because I was lifting 70 pounds at when I was doing dumbbells. I was doing 70-pound dumbbells at LA and 70-pound dumbbells at at Planet, and they weren't the same. The Planet's ones actually seemed a little heavier because I was like, man, I can do 80. I was doing 80, 85, 90s at LA dumbbells, and they only max out at 70 at Planet, so there's another issue there. But even when I was doing it, I couldn't do as many reps at Planet as I could do at LA, so that's a little weird. So maybe the plates that you put on the end of the bars, maybe those are different. Maybe they're lighter at Planet than LA, but then the dumbbells are definitely, I think, a little heavier. But the main difference between Planet and LA, which is why I'm back at LA, is atmosphere. Point blank, period. It's the number one difference is the vibes, hands down. It's totally vibes. So the vibes at LA are way more focused, honed in, and I think that's because of the people that go. Like the whole atmosphere of like that all-inclusive, all-inclusiveness that Planet has leads to its limitation. The vibes leads to its limitation at Planet because they try to be all-inclusive. Once you get to a certain level of strength and a certain level of skill, it just doesn't suit you anymore. And it's really hard to even get to that level of strength and skill because of the fact that the people who are going and everything like that, they're all like beginners. So you're not really growing and gaining and getting better because there's no reinforcement to your goal once you get past a certain point. And I think that atmosphere of like kind of leaves you in this perpetual place of always going back. You start off well, you stop, you You go for a while, you stop. You go for a while, you stop, and you just kind of keep going back and forth like that. I think the reason why that is because obviously it's a marketing ploy. It's a marketing scheme, right? Like if I could get you to actually not necessarily meet your goal, but kind of get better, I can make more money because you're always going to keep coming back, and we're going to keep it at a price to where you don't really have to lock in, because you're not really missing $20, $25, $10, $15, depending on what kind of membership you have. You don't really need to lock in, because it's just a little. But if you get 100 million people across the world doing that, you know what I'm saying, you're definitely going to make a lot of money, and you kind of, you might help out people along the way, but you're not really pushing people to that next level. And so I'm back at LA. I'm here, I'm back. So let's get into it. Let's work out. Let's look good. Let's feel good. And let's get healthy. Now, the number one key to success, gotta have your headphones. Nah, I'm just playing. It's not one of the keys. It is one of the keys to success. Everyone who works out knows this is the key to success. All right, so let's lock in. See y'all. All right, so workout was done. I'm over here right now getting gas. And I love Costco because the price. So then after this, I gotta go do some work for some friends, and then we'll continue on with our day. All right. So one thing that you have to put in your car, if your car is old, like my beauty, you gotta put some cleaner in there. Okay. So just FYI. Since I have like a 24-gallon tank, I put 2 of these in there because it's like per 12 gallons. So just let you know, it works wonders. All right, back up, update. Today is going swell. What am I? Anyway, I left the gym, had a good workout, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Then I did some running, bench, incline press, dumbbell, incline press, some ab work. Then I finished it with some more cardio at the end. Nice stretching, always stretch. See, the reason why y'all buff people be looking like this and you can't move, looking like Popeye the Sailor Man, is because you don't stretch. Popeye never stretched, he just ate spinach. Anyway, as you can see, I got some stuff in the back of the truck. Got some chairs and a little rocking chair. The rocking chair is for me. I've been looking for a chair to chill in, so I'm gonna do that. They're giving this away. Somebody wanted to take it to Goodwill. And I was like, no, I'll take it. Got my little Celsius. Shout out to Celsius, sponsored me. I've been waiting. I asked you guys when I first started. I'm still waiting on that. But anyway, you will. Whew. That's good stuff. All right. I'm gonna go home, shower, change. Then I'm gonna go over to a friend's house, drop these chairs and tables off, getting ready for Thanksgiving. And then I have a change of alternator today. And one of my other friends is van, so I'm gonna do that. And then back to the other house, eat, do some work on a laptop, chill, So I'm taking you guys along. Let's go. Oh, no, there's nothing. Sorry. I was trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say. There's nothing else I wanted to say. All right, let's go do this. Come with me. Come with me. All right, so we're back. All right, so back to the second part of the day. Showered, cleaned up after the gym. Got a couple of errands to run. I don't know what English that is, but anyway, so while I was at the house, I went ahead and threw up a Black Friday sale for the Glory to God Collective. So if you go on our website, collectgod.com, COLLECT God.com, you'll see that free shipping over any purchase over $50. And so we did that, just a way of showing thanks and during this time of Thanksgiving. And so go cop that, go get that. But now we're about to go drop off all this stuff in the back of the truck, and I have an alternator to change as well. Hope I have every tool. I should have everything I need for it. The worst part about changing the alternator is dealing with the belt, but it should be easy because we have a lot of access. It's a van, so the engine bay is wide, and so we should be good. So yeah, man, we're just gonna do it. So let's get to it. There's nothing else to it but to do it. Feeling refreshed, a little sore, but I stretched. So stretching always helps with soreness. I don't know where this finger comes from, but I got it from Deion Sanders. Anyway, so let's get to it, all right? So one thing, as I was driving, I was thinking about, I wanted to share, and this is something I personally experienced, so I figured I'll share it with you guys. So make sure you deal with your mental health. A lot of the people who follow me are into fitness, and one thing about fitness that people don't talk about is a lot of times your mental health is related to your fitness. So you're wondering why you're not seeing the results, or you're always bloated. Could it be that you stress eat, or just stress in general is causing you to be bloated? I experienced that personally earlier this year. I was going through a lot, and I just kept finding myself at Little Caesars all the time, eating pizza. It was my favorite food, but it has to be in moderation. But I was not being moderate at all. I was just gorging like every other day, and I could eat a whole box. So, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, well, I'm still working out, but like I wasn't seeing the gains that I was, would have saw if I actually would have locked in. And we can say, oh, just lock in, whatever, but let's be honest, like a lot of times when we go through things, we turn to the sources of happiness to compensate for the issues that we're facing in life. So, for me, it's food, which I think it's a lot of people, it's food. So, but as I dealt with the mental health issues, I'm not mental health like I'm going crazy, but just the stress of life. I call it, I kind of generalize it in mental health because I think it's all related. But as I dealt with the stress, my eating habits got better. I was able to lock in, all those types of things. And so I really want you guys to deal with mental health. Now, I'm going to tell you how I deal with mental health issues or stress and all that type of stuff, okay? Two things. One, it's what I tell myself. Because people can talk all types of stuff. Situations can make you feel like you're going crazy. But it's what you tell yourself that matters. And so sometimes, you got to get vocal. Let me get over it real quick. You have to get vocal. You have to tell yourself it's going to be okay. You have to tell yourself things are going to get better. These conversations you have to tell yourself, because internally you're still having a dialogue, whether or not you're verbalizing it. And so if you're not seeing the results, or you're noticing the stress is kind of getting unbearable, could it be the self-conversation that you're having internally? How do you change that internal conversation, external conversation? Because you cannot think a pattern of thought and say something opposite at the same time. Okay, so one's going to cancel out each other. So what you say will always cancel out what you think, because spoken word is more powerful than internal thoughts. And so that's how you change your internal thought pattern is by your verbal conversation. It's real simple. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's simple. Okay, things that are simple are not always easy, right? So let's just go there with that. The second thing is, well, how I deal with it is prayer. Okay, and I use the last one more than the first one, to be honest with you. I always, in my prayer times, I lay my request before God. Like, God, this is what I'm dealing with, this is what I'm struggling with. Right? There's a scripture that says, cast all your cares upon him before he cares for you. Him being Jesus, right? So, hey, this is what I'm going through, this is what I'm feeling like, this is what I'm dealing with. And I notice as I share those things with him, he deals with those things. Now, whether he deals with those things by working on me, like if I'm dealing with envy, jealousy, bitterness, whatever, more likely it's something internal. If I'm dealing with external issues, finances, blah, 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 relationships or whatever, he still kind of deals with me, giving me a different perspective, but at the same time, he also deals with the situation. For example, I was talking to this girl, she came to my life and I really liked her. But I was like, man, God, if it's not from you, because I don't want to waste time, if it's not from you, let me know. Immediately got ghosted. And then it's crazy because we just went on a date the day before, the night before actually, and she was talking about how she had such a great time, blah, 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 blah. She didn't even expect to hang out this long, but she feels like, we really click, blah, 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 And I can either go the route of, oh, well, maybe she was lying to me, saying those things because, whatever. But that's a negative pattern of thinking, right? Why do I have to degrade someone else in order to make myself feel better? Could it be that the Lord simply just changed her heart? Which he can do, okay? So he's not like a genie in Aladdin where he doesn't deal with matters of the heart. He definitely deals with matters of the heart, your heart and other people's hearts. And so rejection, right, is not a self-perception. Rejection is a redirection, all right? So let me say that better. Rejection is a redirection and not self-perception. Always remember that. So if you're getting rejected, don't take it personal. Don't change your self-perception. Just understand it, see it as redirection, okay? Like water, right? If water is flowing down a path, it's going to go down the path of least resistance. And so if the water is trying to go this way and it gets rejected, it's going to flow the other way, right? But that's what so be water, in the words of Bruce Lee, right? Be water. So yeah, just a little bit of encouragement, some thoughts I had in my head, something I was personally dealing with, and because I really liked her. I was like, dang, you know what I'm saying? Come on now, lock in, twin. That's kind of how I was at about it. But when I prayed that prayer, one prayer that the Lord always handles really, really quickly, like immediately, is a prayer of, Lord, get rid of the people that's not supposed to be in my life. Man, he do that one in a quickness. He cut everything. You'd be like, okay, God, no. Okay, I said the prayer, but I ain't speaking get a word that fast. I thought we'll go out on a couple more dates first. God, no. But he doesn't want to waste your time. He doesn't want your time to be wasted. And relationships and connections that are not beneficial, right? They're automatically are the opposite. There's no gray area when it comes to the spiritual matters. And so if a relationship is not beneficial, it's automatically the opposite. It's not a gray area in between where it's not hurting but it's not benefiting and it's just kind of there. That's not how it works. It's either benefiting or it's not. Okay? And so there's multiple reasons for that. We can get into detail. I'm not going to get into detail, but just know that's how it works. So if you pray that prayer, I encourage you to pray that prayer and see how God moves in your life. And this is how you know this is a test. I promise you, if you pray that prayer, I guarantee you God is going to work on your behalf. You may not quote unquote want the results, so be careful if you pray that prayer. But if you really want your life to be better, pray that prayer and watch how he works. If you were ever doubting God, that's a perfect prayer to pray to see how he moves, because he definitely works in that arena. He works in other arenas very fast as well, but that's one for sure I know works. All right, and so that's it. Let's keep going. We're almost there. Let's lock in. All right, so as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but there's no more chairs. We dropped all that stuff off. And so we're headed to the location where I gotta go change this alternator. Now, I have a movie to go to at 4:30. I already bought the tickets. So I'm gonna try to knock this. I forgot about the movie completely. I bought the tickets like last week. So if I knock this out quickly, I should have enough time to go to the movie. It'd be really nice to go to the movie. This is the pre-screening. This is the first time. I'll show you what movie it is when we get there, hopefully. I'm a big movie person. I always try to go see the earliest movie. See what I'm saying? Like the earliest screening. Get all the little trinkets and gadgets and posters and all that stuff. I just love it. So that is the goal. And then we'll go from there. At least that's the plan. The plan is knock this out really quickly. It shouldn't take too long. By the grace of God, there will be no complications. And then we'll move on. We'll do our thing. You know what I'm saying? All right, so here's the engine bay. Here's the alternator. So we have this bolt, this connector, this top bolt. It's connected to this bracket, but it's connected to the alternator right here. So we have to loosen that. You have one down here, one right here, and then the belt that I was referring to. I can get a good hand on it. And so that's a good thing. All right, so this 14 mil took care of this bolt, and then I took the clip off, the connector. Okay, so, but I just loosened it, so now they're finger tight, both of these. And you want to make sure that you're doing things with your fingers with bolts first, and then tightening them or loosening them and then unscrewing them. It's just the easiest way. That way you don't damage the bolts. All right, so good news and bad news. Bad news is I'm gonna have to deal with the belt. Good news is I have my little trusty dusty leverage here on the pulley, so I'm just gonna push and slip the belt off. I don't know if y'all can see that, but the belt's on the AC compressor right there. I could just push, loosen it, slide it off, and then do what I need to do up top, come back down here, slip it back on. I already know the layout and how it goes. I just looked at it. Photographic memory by the grace of God. But so yeah, we're gonna do it that way. All right, and let's get out of here. Let's do it. All right, we did it. We're done. We just gotta tighten everything up and we'll be good to go. So let's watch this. All right, so tighten that bolt, tighten this bolt, tighten this, plug this back up. Now notice I didn't tighten everything until I had the belt on and, perfect. You don't really want to tighten everything until you have everything on the way it's supposed to be. Then you finish tightening everything down. So we can go ahead and hit all these with my these two are 15 mils. Sorry. These two are 15 mils. This is a 14, 14, 14. All right, she's running. Job well done. Let's take her for a spin and let's get it done. All right, so we finished. It's about 4 o'clock. We finished. The alternator, the movie starts at 4:30. I'm like 20 minutes away from the movie theater. But guess what? But my friends are like, hey, come over. We need some help. So I canceled my movie ticket. Man, I bought that movie ticket on the 16th. 10 days in advance. I was trying to go see Moana 2 when it first released. But I can go anytime. I'm an A-list member, so I know I can go anytime. But you can't always have an opportunity to serve. Okay, the greatest leader is the greatest server. If you think about everyone who's rich and wealthy, what do? They serve people. They serve people with things that they wouldn't be able to do on their own. Hence, why people pay them. I'm not saying I get paid, but I gotta start somewhere. All right, let me figure out what else is gonna do. You see my hands are dirty. I'm gonna wash my hands and then figure out whatever's next. So we're back at the church for the end of the day. We have prayer at the church at night, so on the Tuesday, so I'm here for that. And yeah, this is going to be the end of the vlog. Did a lot of work today. Oh, turn off the alarm. We did a lot of work today. Had to change the alternator. Did the gym this morning. What else? Went over to friends, helped them hang some pictures and run some errands and get ready for Thanksgiving. And worked on the business. Every day work on the business. I mean, I got these new joggers about to drop. So fire, so T. And I got a couple of things I need to tweak. And then I'm gonna get a sample, see how they actually look in person, sizing, all that. And man, when these drop, so fire. And yeah, so let's go seek God. All right. Catch y'all later. Church so dope at night. Look at that. Your church don't look like this. Not to hate on your church. But yeah, let's do it. I got my headphones. About to play some worship music. Best thing, play some worship music and pray. It just takes your prayer life to it. Not that you need music, but music does help tune your heart. All right, I'm out.